Hey guys, Rowley from Huble Digital here, and as I'm just doing my exercise to keep the frustrations of isolation at bay, I just wanted to do a quick little video to basically share with you guys a question I had today from a marketing director who basically wanted best practice advice for their sales team for that first download that comes through. So someone submitted on a form, they've downloaded one of your assets, an ebook, they've signed up to a webinar, anything like that. It's that first, what should that salesperson do, basically. So yeah, you guys, you're going to be using some marketing automation tool, you're going to be using HubSpot, and what's going to happen is you'll get an internal notification come through to either a sales manager or the whole sales team, and someone's going to go through the qualification process at that point. This means basically going into HubSpot, following the notification CTA that will say view contact in HubSpot. So you'll follow that through, go to the contact record, and at that point you'll be looking for, great, is this a Mickey Mouse at hotmail.com, or is it a legitimate contact that we could potentially sell into moving into the future? So once they've gone through their qualification criteria, is it a real person? Is it at a location we could service or sell into? Are they a decision maker? Are they an influencer? Or is it an intern? You're going to start to get a bigger and better picture, and they're going to be able to start to prioritize that contact in terms of outreach. So what's going to happen then is, as these are live notifications, so as soon as someone clicks submit, that email will be triggered, an internal email, notifying the sales team. So at that point, they basically have, best practice is kind of a 5-minute window. As soon as you can, basically, if you could do that initial outreach. And when we think about sales outreach, we're talking about a sequenced process that usually starts with a telephone call. Whether it's their first or fourth download, you might have just first name, last name, email address, so you might need to do a fair amount of research around the call, around the contact, or it might be their fourth and you've got 20 fields covering size of company, phone number, URL, and you've got a really pretty good picture of that person. The last thing you probably want to be looking at before you pick up the phone is, what's that person engaged with from a content point of view? Have they downloaded anything? Have they looked at specific web pages that you want to reference on the call? Basically, it's going to turn this potential cold outreach into a warm outreach, because you're going to be referencing things that they've done and things that are interesting to them. What's going to be really beneficial at this point is if you take the information, previous downloads, web pages that they've viewed, and you start the conversation based around that. So obviously introduce yourself, and then you're talking about, great, so it looks like you've downloaded X, Y, and Z from our website. Are these the types of challenges you guys are facing at the moment? Usually when other people download this type of content, they're facing X, Y, and Z challenges. Does this resonate with you? Is it something you're facing at the moment? And it takes that, hi, I'm Rowley, I'm from this agency, I talk about, we sell in these services, we sell to these types of people. That conversation isn't all about me, it's all about the prospect and what they are facing. That's really how you're going to get to understand what that person's about. It's going to be a short call as well. It's a connect call, so you're looking to maybe have 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and the whole aim of that connect call is to reschedule to a longer discovery call, essentially, where you can deep dive into all that, all the specific questions and information you need, and really kind of understand their goals, challenges, budgets, timeline, their plans. And at that point as well, you can invite any other additional decision makers onto that call, so everyone is looped in from day one. Let's say they don't connect and you're not able to put in that first initial phone call. Obviously everyone's working at home at the moment, so you maybe don't have a mobile number, you can't get direct to that person, and you leave a voicemail on their office phone. What's going to happen then is you still want to do that personalized approach, so you'd look to enroll them in a sequence, a HubSpot sequence. And that first initial outreach should be a video sales email. No longer than a minute, but still referencing all the specific downloads, the web pages, and trying to highlight some of the challenges that they potentially could be facing. What that is going to be, for example, it would be, hi, I'm Rowley from Huble Digital. I just wanted to do a quick little sales video email to follow up from your download on ebook X, Y, and Z. One of the biggest challenges people that download this type of ebook are facing are X, Y, and Z. And then you lead in that way, and you start to have that conversation based around their engagement. So what's going to happen then is you're going to use a tool called Vidyard. You're going to screen record, have something personalized in the background, whether it is a whiteboard with their name written on it, or it is their website. So that as a thumbnail, when it sits in an email, it's going to be appealing to them, and they're going to say, oh, I recognize that, or oh, it's got my name on it. So this person who's sending me an email has gone out of their way to actually do something specifically for me. It will take you as long as writing out an email to do this video, because it's only a minute long. Obviously, practice makes perfect with these sort of things, but it's a really good way to outreach. What then is going to happen is you're going to add that into your first email. It's going to be a templated sequence, so a little bit of personalization in there, but the main body of each of these templates is going to be there already for you to work with. And at that point, you're basically going to enroll the person on the sequence. It's going to be a 6 or 7 stage sequence with 4 emails, spaced typically across about 10 days. And within that, you're going to have some additional tasks, additional phone calls to put in, but also to connect with them on LinkedIn, connect with them, maybe tweet them, maybe follow them on Twitter, reach out to them, like some of their posts on LinkedIn. And you're generally basically trying to do a multi-channel outreach from a sales point of view. This is really going to start to resonate with that person. They may ignore your first email or not pick it up, but if you start reaching out on LinkedIn, they'll then see a second email come through, and they'll start to recognize your name and the company you're calling from or emailing from, and hopefully that will spark some interest. And obviously you're referencing each time what they've done on your website, their interests, their downloads, so that's hopefully going to spark some interest. As they go through the sales sequence, the big CTA on each of the emails and the phone calls is basically trying to push them towards booking a further meeting or that initial connect call. So the way to do this is push them towards your meeting link, your HubSpot meeting link. That's going to basically take a lot of the heavy lifting out of arranging a call, toing and froing with email. Are you free at this time? Are you free at this time? You can basically send them your calendar, and HubSpot will do all the hard work for you. If you actually have Zoom connected as well, they'll actually set up a Zoom call for you as well. So a really quick and easy way to get that meeting booked in. And then moving into a lack of response as well. So say they go through the whole sequence and you don't get a response. Last thing you want to do is become a pest. So typically we look to not do any further sales outreach past the first sequence, and we actually at that point would push them back to marketing to carry on, let's say, a 6-month marketing nurture workflow where they'd be sent further and further pieces of content. It's worth noting that the salesperson at this point would be the lead owner. So if that person came back as he's enrolled or she's enrolled in the marketing workflow, they engage with another ebook, they watch a webinar, you're going to get a revisit notification as the lead owner, because that person's come back to the site and you're still a specific owner of that lead. So at that point, it's a really wise choice to actually do some outreach then. As soon as you get that notification, pick up the phone, drop them an email, because they are actively looking at content that you guys have produced. They are potentially in the mind frame to talk about potential engagement, and certainly worth having a think about doing some outreach at that point. So yeah, and obviously you can carry on a sales engagement as far as it goes. But yeah, I thought this would be an interesting video for you guys. Whether you're in sales, whether you're in marketing, it's just some best practice advice. When you see that first download come through, this is a process that you should be have in place. It's an inbound sales process, and it very much piggybacks on the inbound marketing process, using tools like HubSpot to really allow and give you sales enablement. So yeah, there is potentially some more videos to come, but yeah, hopefully this was of use to you guys. Anyway, stay safe, good luck with the isolation, and yeah, see you in the next video.